waiting for silence to make sense. And then your eyes catch the bookshelf. Those old pages, quiet in the dark. But what if they weren't so quiet? What if tonight the books could talk? Not just speak, but whisper. Whisper the exact words you needed to hear. Right now. Not for motivation, not for answers, but for something softer, a little understanding, a little reminder that you're not alone in this 2 a.m. moment. So, let's imagine, one by one, the books on your shelf come alive, and they begin to speak, not loud, not fast, but gently, like a friend who knows how it feels to lie awake. Each book carries a voice, a truth, a heartbeat. Tonight, they speak to yours. Are you listening? Let's begin.
Book 1, Man's Search for Meaning. Hey, you don't have to hide it. The heaviness, the ache in your chest that no one sees. I see it. I've felt it. And I know what you're thinking. What is the point of all this? The pain, the loss, the emptiness that keeps showing up at 2 a.m. You feel like you're drifting, like the days are passing, but you're stuck. You're surviving, not living, existing, not becoming. And maybe you're afraid this is all there is. But listen to me. Really, listen. There is meaning, even in this. I've lived through darkness darker than night, places where hope was a rumor, where names were taken and replaced with numbers. And still, even there, we found meaning, not because of the suffering, but in spite of it, because suffering, unavoidable suffering, can become a teacher, a mirror, a fire that doesn't burn you, but refines you. You are not weak because you're tired. You're not broken because you feel pain. You're human. And it is the most human thing in the world to ask why we suffer, to beg for purpose, to hope even with trembling hands. But let me tell you this, you don't need to find a grand purpose tonight. That's too heavy. Instead, find something small, someone you love, a task you still want to do, a piece of music that still stirs something inside you, a person who would miss your voice if it went silent. Because life, even hard, bitter, unrecognizable life, still expects something from you. It's not about what you've lost. It's about what you still carry, the strength you haven't fully met yet, the courage you haven't named, the future you haven't imagined, but is waiting anyway. Meaning isn't found all at once. It's revealed, slowly, like stars that only show up after the sky turns black. So don't run from the night. Don't curse the questions. Sit with them, hold them gently, and trust that you are being formed, not forgotten. This pain, it won't be your final chapter, not even close. You're still here, still breathing, still searching. And that means you're not lost, you're becoming. And that is where the meaning begins. Ready to hear the next voice? Let's turn the page.
Book 2, The Alchemist. Can I tell you something? There is a treasure inside you. It's been there since the beginning. And tonight, I think you feel it stirring. You can't sleep, not because of restlessness, but because a part of you knows you were meant for something more. That ache, that longing in your chest, that quiet whisper asking, is this it? That's your soul, trying to remember its dream. They call it a personal legend. The dream you had before the world told you to be realistic, before life became a checklist, before fear made you small. And the truth is, every single soul hears this call. Some hear it early. Some only hear it in moments like this, when the world is quiet and your heart dares to speak. You don't need to have it all figured out. The path is never clear at the beginning, but the desire, the feeling that something is pulling you forward, that's real. That's the language of the universe. And the universe, it speaks in signs, coincidences, a conversation at the right time, a failure that pushed you toward a new door, a book, maybe even this one, whispering to you at 2 a.m. Listen, you were not born to play small. You were not made to silence your fire. Yes, the world can be harsh. Yes, you've been hurt. And yes, chasing a dream is terrifying. But the greater the dream, the more the heart must grow to reach it. You'll be tested. You'll be told to stop, to settle, to be grateful for what you have. And yes, gratitude is powerful, but so is desire. So is becoming. So is listening to the wind and saying, there's something out there for me, and I'm going. You will have to walk alone sometimes. You will face deserts, empty, dry seasons. But each one teaches you something. Each one strips away the fear. Each one prepares you to meet yourself. Not the version they built, but the one who was always hidden underneath. The world isn't waiting to give you your treasure. It's waiting to see if you'll dare to look for it. And here's the beautiful part. Every step you take toward your dream also takes your dream closer to you. But it starts here, right now, in the stillness, in the decision to believe that you are worthy of the journey. Don't silence that voice. Don't explain it away. Don't tell yourself it's too late, because the world needs people who are awake to their calling. And you're waking up. Your treasure isn't just gold or success. It's freedom. It's alignment. It's joy. It's the feeling of walking your own path, even when no one else understands it. So follow the omens. Chase the signs. Trust the dream. The boy who chased the pyramids, he was scared too. He failed. He cried. He doubted. But he kept walking, and the journey made him. The same way, yours will make you. You don't need all the answers, just enough courage to take the next step. The rest will come. The winds will guide you, and one day, you'll look back at this moment at 2 a.m., wide awake, heart open, and you'll smile, because this was the night you chose the journey. And from here on, the world begins to whisper back. You still with me? Let's turn another page. Another voice is waiting to speak.
Book 3. The Power of Now. Hey, you're here. Still awake, still breathing, and maybe still running. Running from thoughts, from silence, from the strange weight that comes when the world gets quiet and your mind gets loud. But can I ask you something? Where are you right now? Not physically, not on the clock, not in your plans or your regrets. Where is your awareness? If you're like most people, it's wandering, drifting backward to yesterday's pain, or racing forward into tomorrow's worries. And that's okay. It's what the mind does, but it's not where peace lives. It's not where you'll find rest. Peace only lives in one place. Now this breath, this moment, this space. The present isn't just a sliver of time, it's everything. Right now. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fears about what's next. You are simply here, breathing, alive, enough. And when you step fully into that, you begin to realize something sacred. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears them. Let that sink in. The worries, the overthinking, the mental noise that won't shut off. That's not you. It's just weather. Passing clouds in the sky of your awareness. And awareness is the sky. It's spacious, still, unmoved. You don't need to fight your thoughts. You don't need to fix everything tonight. You only need to come home to this moment. Feel your breath. Notice the way it rises and falls. How it anchors you. How it has always been there, even when everything else felt like it was falling apart. Right now, in this exact second, can you let go of the need to figure it all out? Can you just be, not do, not become, just be? That's the power of now. It doesn't need you to be perfect. It doesn't ask you to have a plan. It simply invites you to show up to your own life. The past has already happened. The future hasn't arrived. The only thing that is real is this breath. And when you fully enter that space, time slows down, fear quiets, and something sacred opens up. A space, a presence, a stillness that isn't empty, but full of life, full of clarity, full of peace that doesn't need a reason to exist. It's always been here, waiting for you to stop searching and simply notice. So next time, the mind pulls you back to guilt or forward into anxiety, gently bring it here, to this, to now. Feel the weight in your hands, the rhythm of your chest, the stillness beneath the storm. This moment doesn't need to be extraordinary. It only needs to be real, and it already is. And maybe tonight, at 2 a.m., that's enough. You are here. You are whole. And this moment is your home. Shall we keep going? There's another voice, just waiting to be heard.
Book 4, Atomic Habits. You're not broken. You're just tired and maybe a little lost. And that's okay. But can I tell you something that most people forget? Big changes don't happen all at once. They don't come from giant leaps or overnight success. They start small. So small. It's almost invisible. Like brushing your teeth for 2 extra minutes. Like choosing water instead of soda. Like opening a book instead of scrolling again. Tiny acts. Easy to ignore. But also easy to do. That's the magic. That's a secret no one talks about. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And those systems, they're built one habit at a time. So tonight, maybe don't pressure yourself to change everything. Don't write a 5-year plan. Don't try to become a new person overnight. Just plant one seed. Decide who you want to become, not in grand titles or achievements, but in identity. I want to be a writer, then write 1 sentence, just 1, even if it's messy. I want to be fit, then do 1 stretch, 1 slow breath, that counts. I want to be focused, then close just 1 tab, silence 1 notification, because when you act like the person you want to be, even in the smallest way, you cast a vote for that identity. And every tiny vote matters. Success isn't a grand transformation. It's the quiet daily repetition of choices you're proud of. Not perfect ones, not heroic ones. Just intentional ones. And yes, you'll mess up. You'll skip days. You'll fall short. But that's not failure. That's feedback. What matters isn't never slipping. It's learning how to return. To come back to your values, to come back to your rhythm, to trust that even after a messy day, you can still choose again tomorrow. Imagine this. You're walking through a forest, and with each habit you build, you carve a path a little clearer each time. the more often you walk it, the easier it gets. One day, without even thinking, you look up and realize you've created a trail that leads exactly where you want to go. No pressure, no burnout, just quiet, steady footsteps. You don't have to do it all tonight. You don't have to fix your life at 2 a.m. But maybe you could choose one habit, one small act of love toward your future self. And if that feels too hot, then just rest. Sometimes, the most powerful habit is learning to pause without quitting. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're in the middle of becoming. And that's sacred. So breathe, stretch, maybe drink some water, and remember, tiny changes, remarkable results. You're already becoming. Shall we hear from another voice, another book? Or would you like to revisit one of the ones we've already met? Let me know when you're ready.
Book 5. The Mountain is You. Hey, you're here. Still awake? Still searching? Still feeling something you can't quite name? So I want to tell you the truth. The mountain you're meant to climb is you. You see, you're not stuck. You're just waiting for permission to let go of an old version of yourself that was built out of survival, not intention. But it's okay, because every time you broke, you also built. And now that voice in your head, the one that doubts, delays, distracts, it isn't your enemy. It's your protection. It was born when you needed armor, not wings. But you're not in danger anymore. You're just in transition. You're shedding skin, letting go of patterns you mistook for personality, releasing habits that once kept you safe, but now keep you small. So I'll ask you something, gently. Are you ready to stop self-sabotaging? Not in a dramatic overnight transformation, but in a soft daily decision to choose different, to choose better, to choose you. Self-sabotage isn't laziness, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of success. Fear that you might be too much, or worse, not enough. But what if, just for tonight, you believed that your future self is already waiting for you, that she's standing on top of the mountain, arms open, smiling, because she remembers this night. She remembers when you sat alone at 2 a.m., wondering if you'd ever make it. And she wants you to know you will. But you can't climb the mountain while carrying everything. You'll need to let go of the guilt, of the old narratives, of proving your worth through exhaustion. Healing isn't becoming someone new. It's remembering who you were before the world taught you to shrink. So here's the truth. You are the obstacle, and you are also the path. You are the lock and the key. You are the problem and the solution. And yes, it's terrifying to admit that, because it means the responsibility is yours, but it also means the power is yours. You don't need more motivation. You need more trust. Trust that you can feel and not fall apart. Trust that you can begin again, even after 1,000 endings. You don't need to burn bridges with the past. Just stop building homes in places where you were only meant to pass through. You don't need to become perfect. You just need to become honest with what hurts, with what you want, with what you're still pretending doesn't bother you. You don't need to be fearless. You need to do it scared and gently. That mountain you're facing, it's not blocking the path. It is the path. And climbing it will be the making of you. So tonight, I'm not asking you to fix everything. I'm just asking you to listen to the quiet whisper in your chest. The one that says, there's more for me than this. And that whisper is right. There is more.
not in some distant future, but in every small decision you make to honor yourself. Like resting, like reaching out, like saying no when you mean it, or yes when you've been afraid. These tiny shifts are not tiny, they are seismic. They are how you move mountains. So take a breath. Let the old stories fall away like dust. You don't need to earn your healing. You just need to allow it. The mountain is you, and you were always strong enough to climb. So rest tonight, not because you've done enough, but because you are enough. Tomorrow, you rise, and I'll be here. Every step, every climb, every time you doubt and keep going anyway. You've got this.
Hey, you made it to the end, but maybe it's not really the end. Maybe tonight was the beginning of something you've quietly been waiting for. You didn't just hear words, you felt them. You connected with stories, ideas, and truths that you may have forgotten you needed. And that matters, because growth doesn't always happen in loud, visible moments. Sometimes it begins quietly, in the stillness of 2 a.m., when you finally listen to yourself, to your pain, to your potential. The books that spoke to you tonight, they were never really just about their authors. They were mirrors. They reflected you, your fears, your strength, your longing to live a little deeper, a little braver, a little more awake. So as you rest your head, whether you fall asleep or stay awake a little longer with your thoughts, know this: you are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. And books, they'll always be here, waiting, softly whispering, whenever you need a voice to guide you home to yourself. This was Suenyo Reads, a safe space to drift into knowledge and wake up inspired. Sleep well, dream gently, and remember, the story of your life is still being written. Good night.